Hey guys, welcome back to the Human Condition. This video is another video in our biology brain chemical series. This one is what DC Legends of Tomorrow characters represent brain chemicals. So if you're new to this series, basically I just try to, a lot of character personality traits or personality traits in general can be associated with some brain chemicals. Obviously it doesn't completely define a person. There's like psychology, philosophy, a ton of things that obviously affect people's personalities. However, brain chemicals can sometimes a tad affect like things, or at least have personality traits associated with it. So in these videos, I discuss characters that I feel like have the best representation of a brain chemical, but there's obviously other aspects to it. So the brain chemicals or the characters I'll talk about in this video that I feel like represent personality-wise the embodiment of brain chemicals would be Ray Palmer, Mick, Leonard Snart, Sarah Lance, Kendra, Hawkgirl from the first season. Usually in these videos I try to be considered pretty consistent with just doing the first season, because most of the time that's like the most people watch, I feel like, is the first season. I mean, sometimes other seasons are more popular, but I feel like most of the shows, the mainstream is the first season. But it's tough for the show because there's a lot of good characters that come and go on DC Legends of Tomorrow. So the first one would be Norepinephrine, and that would be Sarah Lance. Usually, it's been a while since I've seen DC Legends of Tomorrow, so I'm trying to remember, but Sarah Lance is very motivated, disciplined, hardworking, and I usually give most of the characters in these series Norepinephrine when they're motivated, hardworking, and determined, and their positive traits. They're motivated, hardworking, and orderly. They can follow their own rules. The negatives, sometimes they might have a hard time following other people's rules, and this kind of can be seen in the first season. If I remember when Rip Hunter tries really hard to keep the group together, but they all kind of want to do their own thing. So other characters I've given before with Norepinephrine would probably be Ra's al Ghul. I think I gave Arrow in my Arrow video, Norepinephrine. So they're just very disciplined, hardworking, and motivated people. The next one would be Snart. Snart would be traditionally who I'd give Gabba to, but he keeps to himself for the most part, and has his own agenda at least, and he's pretty chill. No, Captain Cold, he's obviously very chill, embodiment chill. So usually I give these to characters who are pretty chill, because Gab is associated with calmness, and kind of being more calm and not being stressed out, unlike cortisol or glutamate is something I learned new about. That's more like the stress alert and cortisol, whereas Gab is more chill. And Snart, I usually give this to people that are funny, keeps to themselves, and are calm and chill. He's funny and calm and chill and keeps himself. However, I also give this people that are a little more lighthearted usually. However, and he's a little bit more negative and pessimistic. However, he still fits the GABA character role or brain chemical a tad, I believe, a little bit. So I feel like he'd be a good embodiment of GABA. Kendra would be a good embodiment of oxytocin. This is because I usually give this to loving and caring people in the show, in shows, and she's very loving and caring, especially in the first season. And these are also usually people I give to that are relationship oriented, they want a relationship usually in shows, and she fits both categories because she gets into a relationship with Ray in the first season of DC Legends Tomorrow. Then Mick would definitely be the embodiment of dopamine. I usually give this to self-oriented characters, more impulsive characters. So I feel like Mick would definitely be that, because he is more focused on his own desires and goals and working with Snart to achieve them. And then finally, one of the easiest characters that I was this is definitely what I thought about this video. First was Ray, and I was without a doubt, I was he's probably serotonin. I usually give this to optimistic characters and the ones that keep the group together. And Ray, I feel like in the first season when everyone's arguing with their own problems or personal baggage, he's the one that's most optimistic and wants to be a hero for noble reasons. And he kind of, when they all argue with each other, he tries to keep them calm and like the group together. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. In conclusion, Sarah Lance would be Noor Pinfrom because she's motivated and hardworking. Kendra, or Hawk Girl, would be Oxytocin because she's loving, very caring. Ray would be Serotonin because he's optimistic and keeps everyone together, in my opinion. Mick would be Dopamine because he's more self-oriented and focuses on stealing a lot in the beginning at least, but he has character growth later on. And Snart would be GABA because he's chill and it's kind of like the funny character that kind of calms things down in tense scenarios. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe if you want. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.